George Joseph Andrie was born on April 20, 1940 and died on August 21, 2018. He was a former professional football defensive end in the National Football League for the Dallas Cowboys. He played college football at Marquette University in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which dropped its program after his junior season. Born and raised in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Andrie graduated from Catholic Central High School in 1958. He chose to play football across Lake Michigan at Marquette, where his older brother Stan had played on the line in the early 1950s. The Marquette football team was historically known as the Golden Avalanche, as well as the other Marquette nicknames of Hilltoppers and Warriors. During his sophomore and junior seasons 1959 and 1960, he led the team in receiving both years from his slot back position. As a two-way player, he was also ranked among the team's tackle leaders, registering over 80 tackles as a defensive lineman. After a 3-6 season in 1960 under head coach Lyle Blackburn, the university dropped the football program in December, citing financial issues. After the school limited his scholarship to just the tuition fees, he explored an opportunity to transfer to Tulsa in 1961, but decided to return to Marquette, soon after visiting the school's campus. Unsure of his future at the professional level, he focused on academics and worked on his physical conditioning during his senior year. In 1991, he was inducted into the Marquette Athletics Hall of Fame. Idle in his senior season, he was off the radar of most pro teams, except for the Dallas Cowboys, who had just completed their second season in 1961 with a 4-9-1 record. Their player personnel director was Gil Brandt, who was born and raised in Milwaukee and was a Wisconsin alumnus. They selected Andrie in the 6th round, 82nd overall, of the 1960 NFL draft as a defensive end. In his first season, he won the starting job at right defensive end, replacing Nate Borden, and also made the NFL All-Rookie team. He had excellent size and strength to hold his ground against the run, yet he had quickness and agility that helped him become a great pass rusher. His height also allowed him to excel at batting down passes if he couldn't sack the quarterback. In 1964, after playing on the left side of the defense, he was switched back to his original position at right defensive end, where he stayed throughout his career. He played most of his career next to Hall of Fame defensive tackle Bob Lilly. Together they helped to form the Cowboys' original Doomsday defense that dominated most of the NFL for the next 20 years. Andrie always played well in the big games. In the frigid 1967 NFL Championship game against the Green Bay Packers, often referred to as the Ice Bowl, he picked up a Bart Starr fumble and ran it in for a touchdown, scoring 6 of the Cowboys' 17 points in the loss. In 1970 he competed in Super Bowl V, the first after the merger with the American Football League. The Cowboys faced the Baltimore Colts, but lost in a game known for the record 11 turnovers committed by both teams, as well as 10 penalties committed by the Cowboys. Andrie knocked out Colts quarterback Johnny Unitas with a shoulder tackle in the second quarter. In the 1971 NFC Championship game he made another pivotal play. He intercepted a John Brodie pass near the San Francisco 49ers' 10-yard line and took it to the 2-yard line, setting up a Calvin Hill game-winning touchdown. After years of disappointments, the Cowboys finally found championship glory in Super Bowl V by dominating the Miami Dolphins 24-3. The NFL didn't recognize quarterback sacks as an official stat until 1982, however. The Cowboys have their own records, dating back before the 1982 season. According to the Cowboys' stats, Andrie is unofficially credited with a total of 97 sacks, leading the Cowboys in sacks each year from 1964 to 1967, with a high of 18.5 and 1966. Andrie also had 8 straight games with a sack from 1966 to 1967, making it the 4th longest such streak in club history. He ranks 5th on the team's all-time sack leaders list. Andrie played defensive end for the Cowboys for 11 seasons, registering 112 straight regular season starts and only 2 missed games in his career, with a dislocated elbow in 1963. He was named to the Pro Bowl 5 straight times 1965 to 1969, All-Pro once and 3 times second-team All-Pro during his career. He was also named the Pro Bowl MVP in 1970, after a temporary retirement in training camp due to a $2,000 salary dispute. During his career, he was part of the NFC Championship and one Super Bowl championship team. He retired at the end of the 1972 season, after battling back problems. To this day, he remains one of the greatest defensive ends in Dallas Cowboys history. Andrie worked with Cowboy teammate Lilly in a beer distribution business in Waco, before founding a promotional products company in 1979. Andrie has 7 children with his wife, Mary Lou. Andrie was first diagnosed with dementia in 2014, and despite 2 claims filed in the 2017 NFL concussion settlement, those claims have been both denied, and his family is appealing both. Andrie's efforts in navigating the settlement has highlighted the complicated nature of the claims process in the settlement. He died at 78 years old.